How's it going, everybody? This is episode 2
Woo-hoo.
of the Prolonged Engagement Show.
We decided to keep going.
I didn't. In fact, I'm throwing this in the Potomac.
Very funny. Which is actually quite close.
Yeah. Okay, so first item of business. I'm officially done with Assassin's Creed Unity. And I don't mean done as in I finished the game, as in done as in I'm not playing it anymore. I'm done with it.
It was bad. It is bad. I can say that from watching it.
It makes me so mad. So, my favorite Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. That's my favorite one.
With the most hottest ever Assassin 2.
And well, not only was it pirates, but it was easy to get money.
Oh, yeah.
The combat was easier than most. I mean,
yes.
there was lots of hard things like if you had one of the heavy guys and he swung a big axe at you, then you couldn't just
run away,
block him and then kill him like the rest of the guys. And there were some of the higher ranking officials or something like that when they came up to you, you couldn't if you blocked them, you couldn't just press square and kill them like you could the underlings. You'd have to block, then like parry them around and blah blah, yeah. and then you were able to just hit
but it was still very cool.
Hit them,
like the fight scenes were really cool. I didn't get to play because it wasn't my game, but I watched you play it, and it was actually like interesting to watch.
And then Assassin's Creed Unity comes along and it says, "Oh well,
yay! We're on a brand new system."
Well, yeah. Well, AC4 was on PS4, but it kind of grew upon what they did with
the third one.
With the third one, the third one has the best storyline, by the way, in my mind. As far as story,
Connor.
Connor's storyline was definitely
Yes.
the best out of them. With oh yeah, no, it was the best.
But Edward was so pretty.
Well, Connor could have been pretty if he was on a prettier system.
True.
But anyway, well, the storyline for AC3 was definitely better than AC4.
Yes.
I thought that it had a distinct distinct progression and what's the word I'm looking for? Motivation. Connor had a strict motivation, and where Edward's motivation was more along
he was a
the lines
pirate.
He was a pirate.
So
his motivation was money.
Yes.
That was his.
But his motivation was money to take care of his family.
Well, yes and no. His wife had left him.
Well, not until the end.
Hmm?
So good job. You can yell spoilers.
Assassin's Creed 4 is well over a year old. Okay.
Some people still might not have played.
What? Okay.
It's possible.
I'll give away the end of the damn.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
No, I will give it away.
That's not nice.
I'll straight up give
That's
it away.
not nice.
So but that was the motivation of Assassin's Creed 4 was getting rich.
Yes.
And I've played probably 5 hours of AC Unity. Oh yeah. Oh no, I've definitely played at least 5. I would be at least 5. I'm probably close to 10. Oh yeah. Maybe. I suck at this new at this new Assassin's Creed game. So I'm constantly dying.
No, sucks doesn't even explain
I'm constantly
where you are
dying.
in that game, and I don't understand how the hell you put 10 hours in.
Well, I meant memory 4 sequence 1.
Exactly.
Okay.
But before, if you would have put 10 hours in, you would have been you've been like halfway through.
Yeah. Well, I don't need. I might be halfway through, but I'm so done with it. I can't even stand this shit anymore.
I'm sorry, it was boring.
It's not even in. I don't like. What's his name? I don't even remember his name. What's his name?
Arno.
Arno. I don't like Arno. I think he's a dick.
Arno has no good motive to him. And it doesn't make sense either.
The whole game, the game starts out with you see Arno, and he's a little boy, and so he's going to this. I think he's at Versailles is where he is with his father.
Yes, he's at Versailles.
And his father says to stay here, I'll be back. And so when he comes, and then the chick, I can't even remember her name. This is how much I don't care about
Elizabeth.
This. No, it's not Elizabeth.
I don't care because
it's a French name, like Lucille or
Lucille's not French.
Cornelia or some shit.
It's something like that.
But
it just
this
makes no
is how much
sense.
I don't care. And so he goes off and follows this chick all through Versailles, and then comes back and his father's dead. Okay,
Murdered.
so the father of the girl, whose name is Delasere. Okay.
Wow, you actually remembered it.
Yeah, well, because he says, I have to protect Delasere every 5 seconds. And it's like, I'm done with your shit. Look at
that. It's you this time. I don't feel so bad now. Okay, let us wait.
I'm not doing that. I'm so not doing that.
Not doing what?
See, I think this has to be a thing. I think that we need to schedule a random phone call for any single time that we want to. Oh, God damn it.
Oh, I went into the red. I'm sorry.
But I'm serious. I think that we need to
have a caller.
Like, make sure that your mother calls or your grandmother calls or your dad calls or something during one of these recordings.
Someone has to call.
So that I can just sit here on the phone and talk like and I'm sitting there going, oh, we're recording a little bit of audio, and she's like, okay, well, let me continue to talk to you. Now I don't even know where I was. I have no idea where I was. Where was I? Delasere.
No, that's my soda.
So this Delasere guy.
The end where
this Delasere guy ends up taking Arno in, and becoming like his surrogate father or whatever, adoptive
even though
father.
Arno becomes his man slave.
No, not at all.
He looked like a servant to me.
I can't hear you now.
Oh. He looked like a servant to me. I'm sorry. Elfie's on my lap and
Okay, well, he's not a servant.
Okay.
He's just not
his biological son.
He's not his biological son, so
he doesn't get treated and get the
he doesn't get the the fancy clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I thought he was a servant.
He doesn't get invited to all the parties.
Woo! I'm so sorry.
But it's not like he's, wanting of anything. He's, he gets taken care of.
He's pretty chill.
But Delasere ends up getting murdered, and after that,
Arno takes the fall.
Yeah, well, Arno takes the fall because
he's the only one. He's the only one there when he's discovered. So
yeah,
I remember that.
So he takes the fall, gets put in the Bastille, and then meets up with an assassin in the same cell room, and then one thing leads to another, gets trained, blah 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 blah. But you're not understanding why. You don't understand why he became an assassin. You don't understand what he's going to do once he becomes an assassin. And I've played with him as an assassin for a long time now, and I still don't know what the hell's going on. I have no idea what's going on in the storyline.
You don't know the motive.
There's like nothing. It's just like, oh, well, like Arno's motivation is to protect the honor and the honor and the memory of Delacer. Okay, so that's like his only motive.
Should I say spoiler about?
So why does he do the other things?
I don't know.
He passes off the rest of everything that he's doing as a way to uphold the memory of Delacer. That's his idea.
But isn't Delacer like a? I don't know if this is like a spoiler or not.
He's a Templar.
Yeah.
Which I still don't that's another thing that I just don't. I don't get it.
Templars. Oops. So why? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm just not getting it at all. If his whole motivation is to
bring honor to Delacer's name,
why is he an assassin and working against the Templars? That makes no sense.
And here underlies the problem I believe Assassin's Creed Unity has. It has storyline problems.
It has major storyline problems.
And I think that's why the game underlyingly fails.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then so with a developer with the kind of pedigree that Ubisoft has, there's no reason that they need like that they should be failing this hard. I think that maybe they kind of spread themselves a little too thin, maybe. Because they did 2 Assassin's Creed games this year. They did Rogue and they did Unity. Rogue was for last gen, and then Unity was for current gen. But I'm like,
I wonder if they rushed it.
That developer is so huge. There's literally no reason why they could have. There's no There's just no way that they could have spread themselves too thin.
No. It's
too large.
Yes.
They just popping out games all the time.
Yeah. I think they just were like, we need to pop out another game. Oh my god, what? We need a storyline. He's an assassin in France during the French Revolution. And let's pull out something else from my hat. There's a whole bunch of people there. What?
See, that's what I'm saying. So, like Assassin's Creed 3, there were like specific points in that game that goes, oh, okay, well, here's here's this specific battle. Here's Battle of Yorktown and Battle of this, Battle of that. And
historically
accurate times, and it's in a sequence that makes sense. That made sense with history.
And it was actually historically correct.
Yeah. And then and they did such an excellent job of doing that one. When they did the guns, they said, "Oh, well, it takes this amount of time to load it," and then they had to look down the side and blah 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 blah.
And it was historically
Connor took the time to reload the guns and things like that, and you couldn't shoot and they did that in AC4 as well, where Edward took the times to reload his pistols. If you had 4, you had to reload all 4 of your pistols before you were allowed to.
And they're blunderbats, which are difficult to reload.
Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't take any more time, but it was just like, it just makes me so mad that they didn't. It doesn't look like they cared enough. For this game to make.
No. I can tell you what they cared about. You ready to hear what they cared about?
Their bottom line.
Nope.
What?
Having millions of people show up all at once.
Oh yes.
In a city where there was only a max population of what at that time period? I don't even remember.
There is. Oh my God. You can't even walk in that city. You can't.
It makes no sense.
You can't walk in that city without running the hell into people. There are so many people in the game. An insane amount.
Yes, and it's incorrect historically for that time period.
And so you walk through all of the streets, and all of the streets are flooded with people. You walk through the buildings, the taverns, the shops. They're flooded with people. There's not a single second in that game where you are not completely surrounded by people. Now, there is a cool mechanic with that where you can actually use the people as cover in the game, but
it's in
not even the cover mechanic works properly.
But
and then if you get into combat, oh, you're fucked. You're totally
they all
fucked.
run away. They like scatter like bugs.
It's not even that, because the combat mechanic in this game sucks so hard. It sucks.
Yes, it does.
So I'm just gonna to put it for AC4. So AC4, if you had like a weak guy, you could block the attack.
Block and kill.
You could block. So you hit circle, then you hit square. He blocks and immediately kills them. It doesn't work this way. Everyone has to be killed the same way in AC Unity. You can
incorrect.
block or you can dodge, but once you block, you can't kill him. You can't just do the circle square and kill him.
Yeah.
You have to parry, and then you have to go at him, and then he actually has a little health bar above him that goes down every time that you hit him. At that point, while you're hitting this other guy, then there's another guy trying to hit you again. So then you have to sit there and go, oh, well, I'm mid-flight in hitting this other guy, and so it doesn't even give you enough time to parry another attack.
Yes.
So while you're wailing on one guy, you're getting stabbed in the back by another guy or shot by this guy. And I don't know why the heck there is no human shield in AC Unity. Why is there not a human shield? It gives me no way to use anybody as a human shield. That was the fantastic thing in Assassin's Creed 4. You just sat there and I could grab somebody and I could use them as a human shield. It took them out.
Can I say
Tell me why.
Can I say my major problem? Okay. Frenchmen are known for being swordsmen. There are special French swords that would have been used in this time period. I haven't seen a single one. Where are they? Where are the French rapiers? And the gorgeous swords that were made during the French Revolution time period. That probably would have been used by assassins. Because they had slits in the hilt of the sword for knives, for guns, for all this other stuff that during this time period would have been available to someone of his class.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they?
This game has so many problems. I can't.
Historically, it's inaccurate. Mechanically, it's done poorly. Storyline, it's bad. So, I think we're going to start our rating scale and how many dachshunds we would give this game. How many dachshunds would you give this game?
2.
Only 2? I was going to say half a dachshund.
No, it's 2.
It's
because
2?
The
2 out of 5.
The problem is that it's ambitious, but the ambition doesn't follow through.
No.
It just doesn't.
Yeah. But on the other side of the coin, we did finish a game this week.
Mm-hmm.
Walking Dead Season 1.
Yeah, the Taletell Walking Dead Season 1.
Mother of God. Can I rant about this one for a little bit? Because you got to rant.
About?
Okay.
What can you rant about a perfect game?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. This was a perfect game. It was a perfect reflection of both the comics and of...
Well, I can't say perfect because the wonky controls were a bit of,
Okay, the controls I can forgive.
When I
can
sit there,
forgive
it's
the
like,
controls.
Oh, grab this rail.
Grab
and
this
then,
rail
like,
right now.
You get right up there, and then like the camera changes, and you're like, "No, I was there.
No, I died.
I'm dead now."
But besides the wonky controls, it is a perfect reflection of both the comic book and of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's very well done. I love the art style of it, which is also the art style of the comic.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's a totally separate story from the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a separate story from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I can't even. It makes me so happy at the same time. It makes me so sad. Oh my gosh. Psychologically, it follows through very well with the choices it makes you do. It is a very simple point and press gameplay.
Point and click,
because I can't remember the proper terms. And the art style, I just liked how it looked.
Mm-hmm. It kind of, and it's weird because the graphics behind it, they're not realistic.
No, they're not realistic at all. And at the same
cartoony.
time, yes, at the same time, there came a point that I fully believed Lee was a real person.
Mm-hmm.
Lee is the main character of the game. I should have explained this. Who is at the very beginning of the game? He's in the back of a cop car, headed to a lifetime sentence in prison for murder.
Mm-hmm.
And this is right out the gate. You're in the back of the cop car. You're talking to this police officer, and he takes his eyes off the road for 5 seconds, and suddenly in front of you is a walker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it starts. It's really it right out the back. There's no question about what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. But shortly after that, he sees this little girl named Clementine and kind of takes her under his wing, and then all sorts of shit ends up happening.
And the interesting part about this game is based upon how you play, the choices you make changes the story of the game.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like I told you the other night, I said, "Oh man, I wonder if I wonder what would have happened if I saved this person instead of that person, or said this instead of that." And I thought it would be really interesting to see what the game would end up being if that was so. And then at the end, at the very end of that, when it just said, "Oh well, these are the people that you have with them," and it gave the percentages of who was ending up with you, and it was it was really interesting. 8% of people were totally alone at the end of the game.
No, it was 6. It was only 6% of people who went the final part of the game alone.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, holy crap! What does that mean if you're going alone? You totally alienated everyone that was in your group.
Yeah,
that's not just, and I don't even know if that was alienated. I mean, is there a storyline where everybody dies?
I really don't know. That would have been.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Gosh.
Was there a series of events that got everyone
else killed
except Clem. For you?
You and Clem.
You and Clem. That is insane.
That and what type of player do you have to be?
No other game I've seen does anything like that.
Or tells you, hey, 56% of people chose the same as you.
Mm-hmm.
I loved looking at those.
That was great. It said you and 54% of people chose to save this person, or chose to do this yourself or let somebody else do it, and things like that. And it was whoa. Yeah. And some things that you would have thought were
very obvious.
And
we were in the lower percentage.
50-50 on it. I'm like, wow. And I'm sitting there going, somebody is sitting behind a controller choosing to do something opposite than you did.
Yeah.
And you could have thought in your mind that it was morally right.
Yeah.
It's what does that say about our, it's a big,
it's very interesting to watch.
It's a sociological.
Oh yeah. That's why I love it. Mm-hmm. And being able to say, okay, so this is what it means.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that not only do you see that, I can't remember which one it was, that we were in the lower percentage of people who did something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like...
Yeah. I think that we were wasn't too low. It was like maybe 45%.
We were in the 40 percentile of people who did X.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give anything away because it changes. Every choice you make changes the game.
Yeah. But then there was one of like, you and 80% of people did something else. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. There's a ton of different, and you can play the game with this thing like it's like a help type thing.
Oh yeah, you can either play it without help or with help.
Yeah, and it's not like it really helps. It's just that
it tells you,
like when you choose to say certain things to people, it pops up in the left-hand corner. It says like, oh, this person will remember that.
Yeah.
Or, you chose to be honest with this person. And then it'll say like, this person appreciates that you said that.
This.
And I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
And
it shows that that you can sway people's opinions and things of that nature. It's like, wow, this is really, really, really cool.
And it's interesting how that mechanic works throughout the game. Like if you're trying to build a relationship with a certain character because you think they might have an advantage for you, and then you're like, I really want this person to like me. So you try really hard to do everything to get that little part to say, this person will remember that or appreciates your honesty or something. And then like those times when you mess up and it says, this person will remember this, and you go, no, I don't want you to remember this.
I don't want to remember. It's like,
forget what I just did. I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
You didn't give me a good enough option,
Yeah.
And then there's like, but like I went through. There's something that happens right in the beginning of the game where you have to choose between two people.
Oh my God! And you sat there and was like, I don't want to choose that either.
I was like, oh man. I was like, if I choose this, I was like, will this really help me? Will it really help me or not?
You have to think like that.
But
you have to think like a survivor.
Yeah, you say, is this really going to help me out?
Beneficial?
I mean, if I save this person, will this other person like me more? If I save this person, will this other person like me more?
Yeah.
Is it going to get me further? Is it going to help me? Is it going to help me?
Who's
going
to help me more?
And things of that.
And how do I protect Clem the best?
Yeah, and sometimes you just don't know the answer to it, and it's really interesting. It's almost like living it yourself.
Yes. And I think that's why at the end I'm sorry, Alfie's trying to get comfortable. I think that's why I had the reaction I had at the very end, where I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone, but I was bawling. I was bawling like a baby because I said I never wanted Clem to have to do that.
But then I was thinking like, but I mean, I really thought about it, and I said, I really wouldn't want the alternative, though.
No.
I would not want the alternative.
No, I don't want the alternative
especially
to happen.
after what happened to her throughout the entire first season.
Yeah. And what happens right before you have to make that choice. I just sat there. I was like, I don't want her to make this choice, but at the same time, she has to. And it sucks so much.
There's one and I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just gonna say there's a certain part, and I think it's in episode 2.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's episode 2. They see a they're any rate. Clem finds a salt lick for like I'm not saying where she found it or how she found it or anything. I'm just saying she found a salt lick. And
which is a something.
Yeah, it's a big heavy
piece of salt that is used
for animals,
so that they don't lose salt concentration during the summer months.
And so, she sits there and goes, "Oh, that's a salt lick." She goes, "But don't lick it. It doesn't taste all that great." And then Lee just sits there and goes, "Did you lick the salt lick?" And she goes,
"I don't know."
I don't know. It's like,
and it's such a childlike answer.
You see her like look at Lee like, like
with these big deer in the headlights. Like, I got caught in trouble.
Like, oh, I'm trying to tell him, this good thing. He should know not to lick that. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Is that telling him that I licked the salt? He's like, did you lick the salt? And I don't know.
It's such a childlike answer.
It's so cute.
And it's so wonderful from the rest of the storyline.
Yeah.
That you can't.
There's things like that all through it.
Yeah.
That just
those moments
take you out of this situation, kind of.
Mm-hmm. And make it a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah.
That it made me happy. Okay, wait. And okay, I'm trying to stay on track. What's the next week? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So good. We have tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
I am super excited because The Walking Dead is coming back on.
Mm-hmm. The TV show.
Oh my gosh.
So,
did you watch the 2-second preview?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I didn't either. I would have felt really guilty if I had.
There's some things that I sit there and go, oh, I want to watch it. And then I'm like, should I watch it with Sarah? But, I just... Anyway.
I was like, I have to wait for Kyle to watch this.
Well, no, because it was the first 2 minutes. And the last time I watched the first 2 minutes, it was the first 2 minutes of season 4 when freaking, Farmer Rick is just planting stuff. I'm like, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
But, I didn't want to... I saw a tiny little clip of it, and I'm like, I just don't want to go there. I'll be more excited if I just watch the show.
I didn't watch the full thing, but I saw one of those short little clips of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a Vine, but the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Without the sound, I don't. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But it showed them digging something.
Yeah.
And I started crying. Because I know. I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil it for anyone else. But I know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will probably start this season off crying into my popcorn.
Man. But
I'm not.
I've been extremely happy with this season. This is definitely the best season out of the 5.
Yes.
Season my favorite was season 2. Season 1 was, you can't really rate that one because it was only like 6 episodes.
Okay,
6 or 8 episodes, right?
Yeah, the season 1 of every television show is always like the prologue. It's introducing you to the characters, introducing you to the how the show works, and that type of stuff. It's never. I feel like, stop whining. I feel like it's never very good. Like it's good.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was
good, but it's not as good as what's to follow.
Yeah, and I thought season 1 was pretty good.
Yeah,
but yeah, I didn't really get all into it until season 2.
Yeah. When all the shit starts hitting the fan.
Yeah, and then shit always goes down. So in season 3, when they find the prison, and then you sit there, and then
and you're like,
governor,
yay!
and then the governor comes, and you get all into that crap. And so by the end of season 3, you're kind of, season 4 was such, oh my.
It just started out good.
Oh, it was so bad. It sucked so hard.
It's good though.
Oh God.
I feel like the characters are more in tune with who they are.
It was so bad.
Like,
so bad.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go and start like, I know you hate talking about the rumor boards, but a couple of the rumors are out about what happens in the next season.
Speak.
Apparently, Rick dies.
Well, that would...
What is your feelings about that?
That would be, more along the lines of the...
comic.
The comic.
Yeah.
At this point in the comic, I think only a few people are actually
Michonne's alive.
I think Michonne is alive, and I know that...
Glenn is.
Glenn, and I know for a fact, what's the boy? Carl. Carl. He's alive too.
No. No.
Rick was supposed to lose a hand too.
Yeah, but they gave that to someone else.
What?
No, never mind. No, Herschel lost the leg.
Herschel lost a leg.
I'm sorry if that's a spoiler.
Herschel.
That was a long time ago now.
Yeah, seriously,
Please.
if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's good shit. Really good shit.
If you're an actor and you want to learn how to act properly, watch The Walking Dead.
Why?
Because they are actually really good. I feel like they are legit good actors.
Yeah,
I feel like
I think, but you could sit there and say that about lots of shows.
No.
Like Breaking Bad.
No, we don't talk about Breaking Bad. I don't like that show.
How can you not even like a show that you haven't watched?
I've watched one episode of it. I watched the first episode. And I didn't like it. Nope.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can make my opinion off of the first episode.
Yeah, that's like you saying, I don't want to watch any more House of Cards because I just don't like...
I gave it a chance.
I just don't like Kevin
and now
Spacey's
I like it.
character. Yeah,
I like it now,
After
don't
I
I?
was sitting there begging you to watch it because it was freaking awesome.
Do you want to watch Breaking Bad? We'll watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of watching
Okay, then we'll watch Breaking Bad.
It's like, if you don't like... Most people that sat there and they say, oh, I like The Walking Dead, most people were sitting there going, well, then you should watch Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to be really good.
That was the first rumor, is that Rick is going to be leaving the show because I can't remember his name.
Just as long as Carl doesn't become leader of the group, I will lose my shit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, the one person I want to die is Carl. I hate Carl.
He's such a shithead.
He is the most annoying. The fact that in the entirety of season, I think it was 2, Rick was yelling at him, Carl, get in the house.
Carl, get back in the house.
I'm sorry, if you're that much of a little shit that you need to be told to get back in the house every 5 seconds, that was the most annoying thing in the world. Carl became my least favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I wanted Daryl just to shoot him through the eye and be like, die! I hate you! Die! But yes, that is how I feel. I don't like Carl. I don't even like him as an actor. Because he is a little shit.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, too. He's a little shit.
And then he has that thing at the...
I don't like him. Not at all.
What was it? Oh, no, that was in season 4, right?
Yeah.
When,
I need a gun, Dad. I need to be able to protect myself.
Yeah, he does do that shit in season 4. His sister goes, why'd you take my gun away?
And I'm sorry, but they're trying to make him look like he's, 10 years old still?
Mm-mm.
They haven't aged the character well. They have not aged Carl with the actor. I feel like. The problem
is, Rick doesn't have any... There's no chemistry between those two.
No, there's not.
There's none.
No.
And, Rick tries to get, a certain amount of respect from Carl, and Carl just doesn't respect him.
No.
There's just no respect there.
No.
So...
I feel like since the chocolate pudding incident, there's no respect.
Yeah. I mean, there was that whole thing where he's just sitting there screaming at him.
Yeah.
At his almost dead father, where it's, oh my God.
I don't like him. Okay. So that's the first one. That was the first rumor that Rick Grimes is going to die. Second rumor, Maggie is going is going to be in such a depression after losing.
That just happened.
I know.
So don't say that.
I know. That's why I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
That. My nose is itching.
Yeah. So Maggie's in such a deep depression after that thing that she went through.
Yes.
There was a one thing that she went through, and then shortly after there, she goes through another thing.
Yes.
If you're watching the show, you understand what those two things are.
Yes. No, stop that. But she attempts suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And Glenn basically goes masochistic son of a bitch wife beater and beats the shit out of her.
Glenn?
Yeah. To snap her out of it.
That doesn't sound like him.
I know, it doesn't sound like him at all. But I heard that rumor and I was like, Glenn would never hit Maggie.
Nah, I don't
Glenn
believe that
hits
at all.
Maggie.
No.
Glenn doesn't hate Maggie. Glenn loves Maggie. Glenn loves Maggie with every fiber of his being.
Glenn never loved it. I hate I'll fuck
I can't talk. Okay, but you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the rumor that was on the rumor mill. Michonne.
You know, I can't sit there and I can't sit there and go that all of season 4 was bad. The beginning of season 4 just sucked so hard.
Yes.
And then, you know, the thing that happened at the mid-season finale, you know, the season 4 mid-season finale. Yeah. After that, it kind of picked back up.
Yes, it did.
So, I'm glad that it picked back up because it gave us a really, really good lead into season 5. Mm-hmm. But out of the 5 seasons, season 4 was definitely the worst. It was way worse than season 1 could have ever been. Yeah. Way worse.
The other rumor is that this one's with Daryl, who you know is my favorite character of the entire series. What? Is it? Can you not hear me?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's just any time that we move that thing, it just flickers out. Probably got a bad cable or something.
Yeah. Well, so we're either going to find out that A, Daryl is gay.
Mm-hmm.
Or B, Daryl and Michonne are going to get together.
Yeah, whatever. The only thing that I was thinking, as far as anybody getting together, is my bets are still on Daryl and old bitch. What's her name? Carol.
I like Carol.
Because as far as badassness goes,
they're pretty equal there.
Yeah, pretty much equal in intensity. But
Michonne's pretty badass too.
Michonne's probably like next to Daryl. Michonne's probably my favorite character after Daryl is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like there was so much crap. I feel like I'm gonna say too much.
I know, like it's just really hard to like censor what we say.
When Daryl saw Carol, when Daryl saw Carol after that thing that happened, okay.
After what happened,
he lit up. He lit up. He really did, and it was like he hadn't seen her for a long time. Mm-hmm. Maybe had or hadn't seen her for a long time. I am neither. What's the political term for it? I can neither confirm nor deny that she was either gone or not gone.
Did you work at Universal at one time?
But
before Potter?
Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny. But there's so much chemistry between those two as well. And I also feel the way that, you know, after Daryl went after what's her name? The girl. Sophia. After searching for Sophia for that long in season 2.
Yeah.
I just felt like there was some underlying something or other
with them.
With that.
Yeah. Okay, what do we have next? Okay. But yeah, those are the 3 major rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I feel like the only other thing that has been said was by the actor who plays Rick,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember his name. It's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
That from now on, we're minds are going to be blown every show.
Every episode?
Every
If my
episode.
mind is blown at every episode, I will be happy.
Yeah, but that's
Because
apparently...
I'm ready for my mind to be blown at every episode.
Yeah, but that's what's supposed to happen, is that our mind's supposed to be blown. That Rick has kind of gone crazy. I've gone out, haven't I? Test. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Am I back? Okay. Goes crazy. I'm gonna do what I need to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna be... do what he needs to do for the group. And some stuff happens. It's this cord.
Yeah, it's the cord.
It's the cord. Here. Do I just keep disappearing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me if I grab the right spot.
No. Just leave
Am I
it
back?
alone now.
I'm back?
Yeah, you're
I'm
fine
back?
now.
Okay. But yes. Apparently, minds will be blown every episode. Come on!
No, I just want you, because you're
Oh.
not speaking now.
Okay. So yes, that's what we've been told. That's the only thing he's confirmed for this season. That our mind will be blown every episode.
Mm. Well, that's like I said. I'm ready for my mind to be blown every
I'm ready for it.
Because that's what I wanted out of the whole show, because it did really good. It's done a pretty good job at doing that. You know, like things happening and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. And there's been a lot of that. Frickin' none of that in season 4, which is probably why it was such a stinky old season.
Okay, that's not completely true.
Really.
If I'm talking about the correct season.
There was only like one like surefire thing in season 4 that I sat there and went like, that's what I wanted. You know, that
Okay. Well,
this is only one of those.
I know.
Still does not beat the beginning of that Game of Thrones episode. Oh man, it just doesn't.
We're not talking about. We're not talking about. We're not.
Do it for me as much as that episode did.
We're not talking about that
Oh,
episode.
it's fantastic.
We're not talking about Game of Thrones. Okay. I don't want to talk about Game of Thrones because I'm really angry that they haven't brought it back yet.
It's coming back in April.
April.
Mm-hmm.
I have finals in April. That is a long time away.
So does pretty much everybody. Yeah, just so you know.
No, not everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well,
No.
you'll have Walking Dead.
Yeah,
to
I'll have
hold you
Walking
over
Dead.
until then, even though it'll only be 8 episodes. So it'll be 8 weeks, and then
it'll be gone again.
I hate that it comes back in October and then takes a 3-month
hiatus and then comes back and then
That's
takes
just
another 3-month
stupid.
hiatus.
That's really
it's
stupid.
poorly done. The other one that's poorly done is Doctor Who.
Well,
I'm still angry with you over this. Okay, everyone knows how large of a Whovian I am. They know I am probably one of the biggest Doctor Who fans there are. And I still have not seen the Christmas special. Son of a bitch. I need a drink.
well, yeah, I know we haven't, but you have to. We can't even watch the BBC up here.
I know we can't watch the BBC.
That's
not my problem. That's not my problem.
Well, last year I ended up buying it on iTunes.
Yeah.
And
Wait, we didn't do that this year?
No, I didn't buy it on. Oh, I bought the season on iTunes, but I didn't buy the Christmas special because you have to buy that one separately.
Son of a bitch.
But that's
I'm
like
walking away.
$1.99.
It's only $1.99?
I think we should just go.
So
ahead
I don't.
and do it.
Okay, because I have not seen it yet,
I know. I haven't seen it either.
and it's killing me.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be really good.
Why would you say that to me?
Well, it was supposed to be really good, so.
I'm gonna Okay, I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna get upset and pissed. So, what's next on our agenda?
Nothing.
Yes, there is.
No, we're going to talk about that later.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're already 50 minutes into
already
it.
50
yeah.
minutes?
So,
Are you sure?
yes, I'm sure.
So you're going to put that on to Valentine's Day?
Yeah, we can do that on our Valentine's Day special.
Okay. Well, for next...
Since we did that on the love thing, I guess that
True, it counts as a nice...
Counts as a nice...
A good way to tell. Yes. Next Saturday...
Well, see, now we know. Now we know if I have something to complain about for literally 20 minutes, like I did for AC Unity, then we can keep it down to 3 topics.
Yes. Okay, so to tell you guys for next week, so because we're going to sign off here, next week is Valentine's Day. Woo! And if you are... I know, I got back close, okay? And if you don't have someone special, it's Singles Love Day. Woo! But Valentine's Day is also very special to us because it is our 10-year anniversary. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
That it is.
So next Saturday we will have been together for 10 years. Which, what? Did I go out again?
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. Did it come back?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll be together for 10 years, which is super exciting. But that also means we won't be recording on that day because my parents are up here to visit, which is super exciting because I haven't seen them now in about a month. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, we won't be recording on Valentine's Day.
I'm hoping that we'll be able to record.
Maybe record during the week.
I want to record during the week, and then we'll just put it out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So that's the idea.
That's
the idea, but we'll see.
But we don't. We're hoping for this to work. But yeah, we're deciding on topics. But one of the things I do want to talk about is Disney movies because I know a lot of couples watch Disney films on Valentine's Day. No, Holly and David, I know they watch Disney films on Valentine's Day.
That's because they're Holly and David.
I don't care. And I'm sorry, but I have my problems with Disney. With Disney films
as you should.
With Disney films and their views and how they show to treat ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna hold other stuff for that day, but the one I find the funniest is Beauty and the Beast, and the Stockholm Syndrome. I'm gonna leave it there, and we'll talk about that next Saturday.
All right, guys. Well, this is episode 2 of the Prolonged Engagement Show. My plan is for actually putting this up. Oh, we are on iTunes.
Yes. We forgot to say that.
We are officially on iTunes. I put out the link to subscribe on my Twitter page, on the Prolonged Engagement Twitter page, and on my Facebook page, and on the Facebook page for the Prolonged Engagement.
Yeah.
So I downloaded Hootsuite to cover the Twitter, both Twitter pages and the actual Facebook page for the Prolonged Engagement, and that just is not working for the Facebook page. It only posts to Twitter for some reason. Okay. I haven't figured that one out yet.
Okay.
But
so
yes. So you can follow the Prolonged Engagement on Twitter at TPE Engagement. You can follow me at Sound Overlord, and you can follow Sarah at Jewel_Robin. And then you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Prolonged Engagement.
Also, guys, this will be on the YouTube page, so don't forget to subscribe and like below. Leave comments.
Yes. Like and subscribe. And please subscribe to the even if you're not going to listen to the audio version on iTunes.
You can subscribe to the YouTube version.
Well, no. They can subscribe to the to the iTunes page and just not listen to it audio. You can watch on YouTube.
Okay.
But it's going to if they subscribe to it on iTunes, it's going to eventually help us out.
Okay. Yeah. So subscribe on iTunes
and
subscribe on YouTube.
Give us a 5-star unless you just straight up don't think it's worth 5 stars, and then at that point, just don't say anything, please.
And don't forget to like and comment if you have anything that you want. Like, if you have questions, we will answer them on air.
Yeah, and if there's a topic that you want us to talk about, go ahead and tweet at TPE engagement, and we will and we'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
Because
or put it in the comment section of the video.
Or put it in the comment section of the video. That would be we can do that. All right.
So signing off.
Signing off.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Bye-bye.